guys, so in today's video I'm going to be going over how to make one of these. So I have here my completely finished right hand glove along with the LED in the middle and a plug in the bottom so I can charge it. So when you want to print this, you're going to make sure you get all the parts. So the parts are as follows. The glove. This will be printed in 2 parts and given a soldering line down the middle. The pinky. Be sure not to lose track of which finger is which. The ring finger. The middle finger. The pointer finger. The thumb. The center ring. This will hold the LED. The LED. Some plugs to power it. And finally, the battery pack. Links to the physical components will be provided in the description, as well as a link to the files on Thingiverse will be provided as well. So, before we get to actually putting the stuff together, we're going to need to paint it. Personally, I like the silver Mark II design. You might decide to paint it red and gold, but I'm going to paint all of these silver as well as the glove and come back. Alrighty guys, so now we're outside about to spray paint. Again, I went with the silver. I personally like the Rust-Oleum metallic silver shiny finish because it works great on this print. Always wear gloves while spray painting and make sure to shake up the can before using. Smiley face. Alrighty guys, so now that all the spray painting is done, I have all the fingers laid out here. Now this is only one coat of spray paint. After we have it all put together, we will be putting on another layer of spray paint to give it that nice finish. But this is what it looks like after one layer. Okay guys, so the next thing that I'm going to do is start putting everything on the glove. So before I do this, I am going to put on a clear disposable glove, just because that one's not dry yet, and I don't want to get my hand covered in spray paint. Now, they are almost fully dried, but the fabric takes longer, and I'm just ready to get this set up. So, first thing I do, put on this glove, slip on this fabric glove. It's a little firmer now with the paint on it, but that's to be expected because it does lock like glue in the fibers a little bit. So now that I have both gloves on, with the clear under that to protect my fingers, I'm going to start by putting on this piece and just slipping my hand in it. So it's a little annoying the first time, and it becomes even more annoying every other time to put it on. And now that I have this in place, I can start with all the fingers. So this is what it looks like now. And first, we slide the thumb on. To do that, oh, I have some support material on here. See these little line jags there? If you print this, you're going to have those, and you have to cut those off. To do that, I'm just going to hold this in one hand, grab my handy dandy clippers, pop that right off. Some on both sides. Pop it up. And then when I go over it in a little bit with another layer of spray paint, that newly blackened section will turn silver as well. So I slide on that thumb piece, then I put on the next, and that's the thumb. Once my hot glue gun is heated up, we'll put a drop there and just pop that in to lock it. And we're going to repeat this for every finger. So we have the pointer finger, just slide that on down, and put every locking joint in place. Okay, that's the pointer. And then next we have the middle finger. Now it's easy to get these pieces mixed up, which I believe I have done with my pointer and middle, so I'm just going to go ahead and swap those, and you can't even tell. The reason that fell off is because I don't have it hot glued yet, and that's going to happen a decent amount throughout me putting this together, until I have it all locked in place. Alrighty, so the next step in the process is going to be gluing the fingertips into the glove. To do this, I have my hot glue gun here, and I'm going to be putting a drop of hot glue down in there and just putting it right onto the glove. Now this will be hot, and I don't recommend doing it with the glove on. I'm going to do that because it'll give it a better, it'll be easier for me to put a hold. I recommend sticking a glue stick up in each finger though and then doing it so it's not as hot. So don't be me. Get some out and just drop it down the bottom. However, if your hot glue gun isn't quite fully hot, and sometimes it might take a moment to get it to drip. Come on out. Yeah. I'm just gonna put a little along the sides. And this is just so that when I put it on my finger, it won't come off when I shake my hand around, and will just stay on the glove. You don't have to do it on any of the other joints, because having the top one done will lock the rest in place. Make sure you get it on the right alignment, and then just shove your finger into it. There we go. Now once that dries, that will be locked in place. Probably going to come back and redo that one because I don't think it was quite hot enough. But now I'm going to take off the next finger, grab it, repeat the process. I'm going to take some hot glue, put it inside, go along the edges, and then down the middle. Okay, let's put this on the glove. Go, push down, and that one is now locked in place, and we're just going to repeat that for all 5 fingers. Now this next step is optional. There is another file with a back plate that you can put on the glove, which is this little part here. As you can see, this one doesn't have that. You can print that and put it on. Just know it'll make getting the glove on and off will be much more difficult. I'm personally going to do it because I think it looks better. However, if you want it to be more easy to wear and keep that flexibility, I do not recommend doing it. I'm printing mine right now, so I'm not going to show that in the video. So the next step is going to be hot gluing this ring onto the glove. I've gone and used my soldering iron to remove some of the spray paint from that little ring, just to get a better hold on this. And I'm going to take this circle, put some hot glue along it. So I'm going to press down some on my chin because it is not wanting to come out. There it goes. Now that it's fully in. It seems to have come out some. So sometimes you just got to push it back in. Sometimes you don't have an open hand, so you got to use your chin. There we go. So now that I've got that glue on there, I'm going to set down my gun and pull off some of these strings. There we go. Just press that right on down there. Hot glue is one of my best friends when it comes to making these gloves and other parts because it does a great job at holding it together. Soldering does the best. However, when I tried soldering this, it did not seem to want to hold. And because of that, I switched to hot glue, this one. So again, I'm just putting down a little more hot glue, just because it didn't seem to be in the right spot. And then pressing it down to hold it in place permanently. This is the same way we're going to put the LED in later. There's going to be a ring of hot glue just put on the LED and the plastic to melt it into place. Or not melt, but hold it in place. That way it's not able to move. Alright, now that we have this ring on here, we're actually going to set the glove to the side for a little bit and focus on our LED. So for the LED, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need your plugs, a battery source, a soldering iron, and a couple of wires to attach it to. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some wires and come right back. Alrighty guys, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna solder these wires onto the LED. This LED is actually reversible, meaning it has a board on the back. That means no matter which one is positive or negative, it will still work. So when I attach these cables together, it doesn't matter which one I mark as positive or negative, as long as I'm consistent throughout. So I'm going to take this soldering iron, heat up the tip of this, what's it? There we go. Keep it nice and hot. Come in here and drop it on there. Connect these two. And then now that I've done that, these two wires are going to be connected, or this wire and this terminal, I should say, not two wires. Goes along the side, keep it melted and attach it. And that cable is now connected. I'm going to come along this side though and melt off of that bit. There we go. These little giblets off the side. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this black cable on the other side. I'm going to come along, line it up, and I'm going to melt some solder onto it. This one has a decent amount of solder already on top because I've used this cable before. And I'm just going to melt it down a little bit if I can. Doesn't seem to want to melt. There it goes. Press it down on there. Try to wrap it around a bit. And let that harden onto the LED. See, I'm messed up a bit there, so I'm going to have to redo this joint. But once I'm done, they'll both be connected. Alright, both these joints are connected, meaning that I can put them into this plug. This is just a DC plug bought off Amazon, and on either side it will push down, allowing me to just push the wires right on in. So I'm just going to grab this wire with a bit of the lead exposed, push down, push this all the way back, push it in. See how it doesn't come out? That means the lead is in place. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And now, both cables are in place. There we go, just like that. This plug and LED is wired up. So I can test this out with a USB cable to a DC converter, which I have. And I'm going to plug it into my computer. And I'm going to switch this to this plug just so I can plug it into my desktop. See how neither of these came out, which means they're in place. And then once I get the plug in, see how it lights up? That means I have it in right. So with that done, we can go ahead and install the LED into the glove. Alrighty, so here I have taken some tape on the back side of the LED just to hold it in place a little better. And I have my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to be doing a ring around the LED, attaching it to this little plate here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger on the back just to help hold it steady. And just go along this edge here. While it's not the prettiest, it is efficient and does a great job of holding the LED in there. Make sure that's spread evenly along. And then once that's cooled, you will have successfully secured a LED into there. So now that the hot glue is in place, we can route our cables through to the back, put a drop of hot glue there to hold them in place, and run this cable out the bottom so that it'll run alongside the back of the arm into the forearm. Now, the next step will be to connect it to this battery pack, which I've explained how to do in the forearm video, which is why I'm not going to go over that in this video, but will instead be saying, well done. you've made yourself an Iron Man glove. Alrighty, so that is your Iron Man glove complete, and it will light up and everything, just like this one. So now that you have your own, make sure to like and subscribe, and check out this video over here for more. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.